AITA for going no contact with my mother and not letting her see my kids after she sold the house I paid for. For nearly 9 years, I lived in and paid for a home under an agreement with my mother. Once it was fully paid off, she would transfer the title to me. The home was in her name, but I covered everything: mortgage, lot rent, utilities, and all repairs. I also spent my own money on renovations, replacing flooring, refinishing cabinets, installing light fixtures, new appliances, and fixing the oven. She originally bought the home in 2015 when she planned to leave her husband. When she changed her mind, she offered it to me, saying it was a great way to invest in my future. I trusted her and moved in, thinking I was working toward ownership. The roof and her changing the rules. In 2022, my roof started leaking. I asked my mom for advice, but she didn't know anyone for small repairs. My boyfriend at the time had roofing experience, so he helped me fix it, and I paid for all the materials. Later, my mom insisted on sending someone she knew to check the roof. Since the home was in her name, I couldn't stop her. Without asking me, she decided to replace the entire roof. When I asked about the cost, she brushed it off, saying, "Don't worry, God always provides." She never mentioned that I would have to pay for it. Then in early 2023, months after the work was done, she suddenly demanded $3,000 for the roof. I was shocked. She never discussed payment beforehand. I told her this felt unfair, but I offered to make monthly payments. She got furious. The final ultimatum. By early 2024, I was less than $3,500 away from fully paying off the home. I thought I was almost done, but in February, she changed everything. She raised the roof cost by another $1,500, bringing it to $4,500, then tacked on other random fees. She told me I had 1 week to pay over $20,000 or move out. I was stunned. I asked why, and she just said, "The choice is yours. You have to decide what path to take." No explanation, just an ultimatum. I refused. She made my life hell. In April, she showed up at my house unannounced and refused to leave. I had to call the police to make her go. At that point, I had no choice. I packed up my kids and moved out on May 1st, 2024. Not long after, she sold the home I had spent nearly a decade paying for and kept all the money for herself. My family thinks I should move on now. My family says I'm the bad guy for cutting her off and keeping her grandkids away. But my kids saw everything and felt just as betrayed. They don't want anything to do with her. To make things worse, she keeps showing up uninvited to my kids' events and causing scenes. I'm now looking into legal options to keep her away because I don't want her forcing her way back into their lives. My family keeps guilt-tripping me, saying it's not worth losing family over. But I can't just forget all the money I put into that home. It's been almost a year, and I refuse to let her get away with it. At this point, I owe her nothing. But my family keeps telling me I'm being too harsh. AITA for refusing to let my kids see my mother and not just moving on like my family wants me to.